So here we have a video from HL Talk That Thought, and I'd like to shout him out and say thank you, Mr. HL Talk That Thought. I do enjoy your video compilations, not so much for your commentary, but because you find great stuff from these wacky, crazy broads, and you put it together in very interesting, cohesive compilations of these nutty broads. So much appreciated. You do the heavy lifting for me in that regard, so I cannot thank you enough for that. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we?
I left, took my girls. We are in a hotel. To just set the record straight, we were not in danger. It was just best that we left.
Why? If you weren't in danger, how is that best? It's not best for your kids. We know that by statistics, by stats, by science, by studies, by research from, decades, if not hundreds of years of experience, both anecdotal and otherwise, and actual scientific evidence from studies to show that, it's not best for the kids. So you mean best for you. Got it.
I feel so empty. I've never felt like this in my life. I don't feel like myself. I don't even remember what it feels like to be happy. I just feel like I'm failing so much as a mom.
So you left your marriage because you weren't happy. And then once you were out of the marriage, you're still not happy. Because wherever you go, there you are. Imagine that.
My life is so hard. But it just makes me sad.
Welcome back, family. Today we are going to review yet another delusional modern woman who decided to break up her family unit for no valid reason, just to come to the realization that she made the biggest mistake of her life later on. But before the tears of regret, let's first start by watching how arrogant she was when she decided to leave her husband.
I left, took my girls. We are in a hotel. I'm not going to say too much, but we're safe. To just set the record straight, we were not in danger. It was just best that we left. There was an exchanging of words that did not sit well with me. Went with my gut.
I had an argument with my husband. He wanted to win the argument. And he was probably right. Guys don't get into arguments with a woman, with their wife especially, and push the issue and upset the, happy wife, happy life paradigm if they're not right, generally speaking. And, he won the argument. Time to divorce him.
If he cared, he would. That's what I tell my daughter.
Oh, what about, wait, if you cared, you would, right? And what do you mean? If he cared, he would. Would what? What are you talking about? By the way, why do women say that? You wouldn't. That man, we exchanged eye contact. We had some nice conversation while in line waiting to buy my frappuccino at Starbucks. And he didn't ask me for my number, even though I thought he would. Well, if he wanted to, he would. Well, why didn't you ask him for his number? Crickets.
Tell myself that. I already know what's happening. He's making me out to look like I'm a certain way, and that's okay. Because that's also a big reason why I go back every time. I have to remind myself that not one single person lives in my house besides my family. I'm just publicly sharing because I also know that how many women are in relationships like this. I feel like it's been normalized and it's not okay.
I keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, and I don't want to face the reality of the fact that I'm a screw-up, so I go on TikTok to get attention and validation and approval from other women who are also in the same boat as me. Gotcha!
Plan in mind, but don't at the same time. I'm just going to take one day at a time. I have more love and support from strangers than I do my own family.
See? That's all it's about. Well, of course, your family know you a heck of a lot better and have a heck of a lot more invested, and hence they have a heck of a lot more invested in getting you to make the right decisions than some stranger on TikTok who is just looking to validate their own bad choices by telling you that you go girl, you made the right decision, even though you didn't.
That is sad, but it's okay. I cannot wait to come out on top and do this. I'm trying to make myself believe that everything's going to be okay. But really, in reality, I don't feel like that.
She doesn't listen to her gut when it comes to bad decisions. And that's why she makes the bad decision, because she doesn't listen to her gut. But when it comes to good decisions, no. No, my gut's trying to tell me something that would actually change my life for the better. No, I'm not going to listen.
It's going to be okay.
No,
this is
not.
exactly how modern women lie to themselves all the time. They put themselves in difficult situations, but still believe that everything will be okay because they have been saved and helped by people around them their all lives. In this case, this woman underestimated the comfort her family unit was giving to her.
Yeah, you can only push people so far. That's certainly true. Eventually, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of your actions, but as a woman, it looks like she's never had to suffer the consequences of her actions, so she hasn't effed around and found out yet, but now she is. And she don't like it, so she ran to TikTok and wanted people to tell her, no, you're okay, it's not you, it's him. Yeah, because she knew that TikTok would do that, because it's loaded with simps and other broads who have screwed up just like her.
And now all she does is cry and complain on the internet about how lonely and hard her life has become since she left her husband. Check it out.
I am like literally not okay. And I haven't been okay for a long time. I feel so empty. I've never felt like this in my life. The only thing that keeps me going is my baby. The pain is unbearable. I feel disassociated
Isn't that pain self-inflicted, though? But you want pity?
from everything and everyone. I don't feel like myself. I don't even remember what it feels like to be happy. I don't remember.
Probably because you've never been happy, and you erroneously believe that things, including other people, nouns, person, place, things, bring happiness. They don't.
Remember what it feels like to not fake being okay. Mommy loves you so much.
Yeah, this is why you should be happy before you get into a relationship or marriage, because those things aren't going to bring happiness. No thing does.
One day, we're gonna be together and we're gonna be so happy. Mommy won't be sad.
We are not feeling sorry for you no matter how much you cry. And in this next clip, you will see that even her own mother stopped feeling sorry for her, and she also stopped supporting her because she got tired of her BS.
I'm having a hard day today. I'm really missing my baby.
So, her face is chunky. So, post-pregnancy weight, or was she always chunky? She got nice eyes, and I could see that at one point she was an attractive broad. If she was attractive, more attractive, not so chunky, she'd have a lot easier time dealing with this, because she could use physical intimacy with strange men that might actually be chasing her. Although, let's face it, she can get that physical intimacy from a lot of guys. Not difficult, but just not the guy she wants in a lot of cases. But I guess there are high-value men even that might chase her, and then she can use that as a way to distract herself from her problems, from her unhappiness, essentially. But because she's a bit of a chunky broad, she can't even do that enough to assuage her misery.
The best word that I know how to describe how I'm feeling, like I'm being tortured by my ex and by my own mother. Do you remember when I first left and
I think you mean by reality, because you make bad choices.
we were staying in a hotel and I was so scared because I had no idea what I was doing. I remember how
I had an argument with my husband. He pwned me, so I left him.
I felt. Things are still so hard and they haven't gotten easier. They've just been harder in a different way.
Yeah, wherever you go, there you are.
However, I just want to recognize that I'm doing it. I've come so far.
Doing what?
And I never would have thought that I would be where I am today.
Continuing to screw up? Breaking up your marriage because your husband won an argument? Because he didn't let you walk all over him?
I'm holding on to what the next 6 months are going to look like for me and for my girls. That is what keeps
I'm gonna manifest my destiny. And it's gonna be good. No, it's not.
me going. I do know that in the next 6 months, so much good is going to happen. Because so much good has happened already in 6 months. I'm having a hard day and I literally have to try so hard
But you're miserable. What are you talking about?
to find goodness in everything. Or I will find myself
So this goodness and everything that is, everything's already gotten so much better. That's all just cope. That's all just you coping. Okay.
cooped up in my room hiding and crying all day.
And eating.
Being rejected even by your own family members tells us everything we need to know about you. It is understandable to see your ex-husband refusing to help you in this madness. But when your own parents decide to take your ex-husband's side, that clearly shows how much of a bad person you really are. I've always insisted that I don't really care what these selfish modern women do with their lives, but it always pisses me off when they have children and put these innocent children at a statistical disadvantage in society.
Isn't it interesting? The women are told, they're taught, they're preached to by other women and the establishment itself and the powers that be to chase happiness over meaning and fulfillment. Meanwhile, if you look at the messaging going toward men, it's the exact opposite. Happiness is transitory. Happiness is temporary. You're not here to be happy. You're here to fulfill your destiny, which is to have duty and chase meaning and purpose via getting married and having kids. You have an obligation to do that. You have a social contract to do that. Happiness, irrelevant. But women, happiness is everything, ladies. If you're not happy, you need to leave him. It's interesting how diametrically opposed the messaging is toward one sex as opposed to the other. But anyway, let's continue.
The worst part is that they know that their children are struggling, and they're going to struggle their all lives. But still, they persist in their debauchery because they only think about themselves and their so-called happiness. Now, 1 year later, she realizes that her life is getting worse.
Yeah, let's hear if that 6 months, which is now actually a year, has allowed her to manifest her happiness.
And she starts to question everything. Check it out.
Did she lose a little weight? Trying to chase the dragon, ladies, by pursuing pleasure to distract yourself from your misery? Let's see.
If you don't know, I left my husband a year ago, and I've been wanting to come on here and give a live update of a year from now and what my life looks like. And I've been hoping that I would be able to come on here and tell you guys that life is just fucking great.
Is it? Really? You don't look all that happy. Now you've dressed yourself up better. Maybe you lost a little weight, and so you're trying to get yourself a new, soy boy chasing the Chad to get that pleasure fix. But is it great? Can you tell us why it's great?
But it's not. It's still really hard. I wanted to have my shit more together. I know that this isn't the truth, but I just feel like I'm failing so much as a mom.
But I don't need no man.
I know that that's not the truth, you know?
Yeah, it is. You're failing as a mom. You broke up your family. You got the daddy out of the picture, and now you're the parent, and you're raising that kid, and daddy doesn't get to see the kid very much, so you made that child's life worse, objectively worse. So yes, you are failing as a mother.
But life is so fucking hard. I just got to spend 11 and a half hours with my baby.
That's good.
And it was just the most sweetest time.
Wait a second. You gave the kid to him? Is she really chasing the dragon full time now, trying to seek a Chad, a Tyrone, get herself a new dude? So she gave the kid back to the ex while she pursued happiness, i.e. the CC.
I hate that I feel this way, but I miss my mom.
Oh. Mom disowned you, huh? That should be telling you something, sweetheart. Of course it won't.
So much. I miss my baby.
So he's got custody, so she's chasing the dragon now. She's riding the CC, trying to find herself a new dude. This woman actually gave custody over to her husband so she could, pursue her happiness. We know what that means. But I should be happy. Those other TikTok bros told me that chasing this dragon, chasing this way of life, chasing the big black D would do it for me. Yeah, it doesn't work. Imagine that, honey. Materialism doesn't bring fulfillment or meaning. Go figure.
Life is not where I wanted to be a year later.
Now, everybody has left you, including your mom. She is finding out the hard way that life ain't that easy when you have zero support system.
Yep.
All I will tell her is she can now have a test of what a man's life feels like.
But I don't need no man until I need a man.
This woman doesn't have the majority of the custody of her children because she does drugs, and here is the proof.
Did you know that,
Well, she gave the kid up to the husband so that she could do that stuff. I don't think that's causal. I just think that, yeah, I mean, you know how hard it is for a woman to lose custody? Believe me, if this woman had lost custody and went to court, went through all the rigmarole and lost her kid, she'd have told us about it. This woman, like all women, is sympathy farming, she trauma dumps, and if that kind of thing had happened to her, we would know. No. She gave him primary custody so she could chase her happiness, which is apparently includes doing drugs.
flour is a form of medicine? Did you know that it actually heals people? Whatever type of impairment that you're talking about, it actually does make me better. My doctor has said that. Or I've seen the same doctor for over 20 years. A normal person is right here.
What flower? Is she talking about, the bud? It's not a flower, it's a leaf. Are we talking about poppy? Are we talking about poppies? Oh my! Opiates of some kind?
Am I right here? I'm on high alert all the time, okay? Whenever I consume flour,
it's not a flower, dummy. It's a leaf. But anyway, well, is the bud part? I don't know. I don't know about drugs. Somebody had to tell me, is it technically a flower? Is the bud part of flower? I don't know.
brings me down to normalcy. It brings me down to where I can function. I know that gardening is taboo right now, especially to the older generation. But it is actually healing. And if you know me personally, you can vouch that it does make me a better person. I just have a lot of anxiety. I'm a little stressed out all the time. I also...
Aren't there drugs for that work better? What about K? Special K. Doesn't that get that prescribed for anxiety? Way better than, that carcinogenic crap, smoking that? Aren't there lots of options? Not SSRIs. Those will make you go nuts and either off yourself or somebody else. No. But there's better options than, the leaf, right? This broad. Looks like she's just looking for excuses to embrace escapism and hedonism.
Drink alcohol sometimes. That also impairs people's brains, but doesn't mean I'm choosing that over my kids.
She's looking chunky again. Either that or she's just not as well kept in this video as she was in the last one. Yeah.
I would never do that. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to let you know, Sheila. Okay, I hope you have a good day, though, Sheila. Bye-bye.
Who the hell is Sheila? Probably some other bitter, angry, miserable broad on TikTok. Some total stranger who you apparently care more about than your family because you give up your family for Sheila. I.e. TikTok views and validation.
And she also excessively vaped the Delta 9, which can be harmful to children.
Hi.
What the hell is Delta 9? Somebody let me know in the comments. I'm way out of sync. I don't know what all these new designer drugs are, yo.
Can someone please explain to me how you can go to a gas station and buy Delta 9 vapes or little whatever you can go to?
Ain't vaping really bad for you? Doesn't vaping make smoking cigarettes look healthy? Jesus, this is what you broke up your family for. Wow.
A gas station to get this. It's totally legal. How? Please help me make sense.
Yeah, bath salts are legal too, honey, but you probably shouldn't huff those.
Why I don't have my baby for some...
What, you smoking pot, you smoking Delta 9, you vaping, you drinking, probably binge drinking, geez, you name it, honey. Well, why would you have your kid? Not supposed to be doing that stuff when you got kids. Maybe it's subtle moderation, yo, but looking at you ain't moderating nothing.
Delta 9. Going home 13 weeks without my baby, and I don't have her. Over
Why?
Delta 9. I have my test results to prove it. I haven't wanted to make any posts or any updates because I don't want the...
Was there a court order that... No. Here's what happened. The husband saw what kind of shape she was in and what she was doing, and he took the kid and he said, if you try to get primary custody, I'm taking this kid home, I'm taking care of her, you're a mess, you're in no shape to look after this kid. If you challenge that, we're going to go to court. And then I'll get primary legal custody, okay? Yeah, that's what happened. Not bad.
haters in my life to know that I'm hurting and that I'm struggling, honestly. But this is part of it, and it's really hard.
I thought you were going to manifest your happiness, sweetheart. But you don't need a man, right? But apparently you need drugs. I would actually advocate that this broad ride to CC. That'd be a better dragon to chase than this crap.
It's really hard for me to be present.
I mean, it would still mess you up and damage you, but maybe not to this extent. I don't know.
To do anything work-wise or for Emma and Natalie. It's hard for me to be happy. It's hard for me to focus. All over some Delta 9. And that's it. If someone could explain that to me, that would be great.
Well, who told you to take drugs so you're having a problem focusing, concentrating, and you're wondering why you don't have your kids? Your husband was the only adult in the room, and he decided to take the kids, and he made the right choice. And now you can't work and you can't focus, but somebody explain to me how that is a problem.
At the end, after her mother and her own family realize how crazy she is and decide to leave her alone, she comes back to the internet to cry some more.
Just binge eat, honey. Go get a whole chocolate cake. I mean, yeah, it's not good for you either. You might go pre-diabetic in 15, 20 years, but doing drugs? That's objectively worse, okay?
But even her own audience is starting to realize that she is the problem, and they all start to question her by telling her that maybe she is going crazy.
You can't tell. I've been crying. I guess maybe because I'm alone.
Yeah, I can see most of her audience are broads that have done just that. Eating too much chocolate cake, binge eat, food addicts, sex addicts. But going full drug addict, yeah, that's a little too far even for us to, tell you, you go, girl.
Everything is hitting me. The sadness of knowing that I'm not going to be able to talk to my stepson, but I'm confused, but also...
Stepson? Didn't she mention something about a daughter, too? So multiple kids, and she's got stepkids, so this dude was a single father? Wow. Okay, interesting, and maybe she had kids beforehand as well, so single parent getting with a single parent. Okay, sounds about right. Continue.
At the same time, I'm just so sure, and I just know that I'm doing the right thing, but it just makes me...
You vaping? You doing drugs? Delta 7, whatever the hell that is? Probably other stuff you're not telling us about because it's illegal. And the devil's lettuce ain't illegal anymore, really. Except federally, I believe, but who takes that seriously? But I bet she's doing illegal stuff too, and we're just not hearing about it.
Sad. People that I want to support me the most are not. That's what Mommy...
You mean the husband that you left because he won an argument, probably? Said something you didn't want to hear? You mean your mother who saw how you were self-destructing and decided not to enable you and your bad choices?
Has to do. I do cry in front of my girls. I'm just trying to limit it. Just trying to be positive and bring...
Horrible parent, has multiple kids, and she's breaking down in front of her kids. But of course, for him to get total and complete full custody to the point where she has no interaction with those kids, which should probably be the case, that's nearly impossible.
Good energy. I feel like if I stay calm and I stay happy for my girls, that it will be calm and happy environment. Respect your thoughts on me. I respect it. But I also want you to know I don't care that you think I'm going crazy.
Right, I only care if you say things that gas me up, glaze me, and essentially tell me what I want to hear. Otherwise, I don't care. Same goes with my mama and my ex-husband, but they're the problem. Ooh.
A year from now, my life is going to look so different.
Didn't you just say this a year ago? So, a year ago you said in 6 months my life's going to be so much better. Then then we get back to not 6 months later, but a year later, so it should be doubly better, and it's actually worse. And now you're saying the same damn thing you said a year ago, that in a year it's going to be so much better, even though I continue to not listen to the people who are telling me what I need to hear. I ignore any good advice, and I just continue down the same path that has led me to misery. But eventually it's going to pay off.
And in order for that to happen, I have to do hard things, and I'm gonna have to step out of my comfort zone. And I did
not do drugs.
didn't think I would be doing it alone, but I am.
Start listening to detractors because they're probably right.
It's okay. It's okay.
But she's told us that's not what she's going to do.
It's going to be very rewarding, and I'm going to just be very proud of myself. And I can come out on top and show my girls.
Yeah, this is that Tony Robbins crap, self-affirmation. I'm just going to keep saying that things are going to be better, and they'll eventually be better because, magic.
Like, I did it. I needed to get that out. It feels good to cry.
Uh-huh. Well, you must be, but if it feels so good, why are you miserable?
Remember that this woman said the same thing when she left her husband.
Yeah.
She said that a year from now, everything will be okay. Now she is saying it again, and we all know that not much is going to change a year from now, and all she is doing is just hurting her own children.
Yeah, this chick has no impulse control. Gets in an argument with a husband, and he says something she don't like, meaning he made a point that she couldn't ignore, and it was true, and she leaves him. No impulse control. Typical drug addict type of personality and mindset.
I really hope that her ex-husband makes sure that she is really clean before...
Get confronted with adversity, run, hide, cope with copious types of substances. But God forbid you actually face the issues, face the problems, deal with them head on. No. I'm going to distract, deflect, chase hedonistic pleasures instead of actually focusing on what's wrong or even recognizing what's wrong. Lovely.
allowing their children to start spending significant time with her again. This is just sad that our children have to endure to live with mothers like this because the government has given them so much power. And that is why we have to protect ourselves at all times against these types of women.
Yep, gentlemen. And the only way to protect yourself is not to marry them. Not to marry them. You're giving up too much power. You're giving up too much control. The meaning, the fulfillment you think you're going to get isn't going to be there because you are not going to, in any way, shape, or form, statistically speaking, we know this, directly benefit. You're not going to have that interaction with your kids. You're not going to have that intact family. So you're not going to have the purpose and meaning that you think you're going to get because you don't have it. It's somewhere else, living in what used to be your house while you're living in a shoebox, slaving away to pay for that house, but you don't get to directly benefit from that family, from those kids. Oh, but keep signing up for that bad deal. Yep, pass. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Some good compilation from HL Talk That Thought. Shout out to him. Thank you again, HL Talk That Thought, for taking the time and the effort to compile this woman's nuttiness. Anyway, on that note, I am out of here. I would like to ask you to please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Hit that notification bell because, you know, YouTube hates me. I tell the truth a bit too much. So they're not going to notify you of new content. So hit that notification bell. Also, please support my continued health and well-being if you could by donating to my GoFundMe. You'll find a link down in the description. Whether you want to support me so I can continue to create more content again. I've just gotten back to content creation after 6-7 months not making any because I've been so sick. Or because you actually want me to continue to have a home. Whatever reason you contribute, donate, doesn't matter, just as long as you do, if you can and you want to. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. So click on that link, find out what I'm talking about if you don't know. And I am the MGTO, philosopher, because, you know, if you got half a brain, what else are you going to be these days? Also known as the realist, because if you are MGTO, you're also a realist. And I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.